Hello, everyone. Welcome or welcome back to Dirty Martini. I hope you're doing well and I hope you're having an amazing day. Can we please stop for a second? And if you are a video watcher, video listener, is that even like applicable? I don't know. Appreciate the effort I put into my look today because you guys know, like, the way I normally show up here is concerning to the point that I sometimes am like, do I necessarily want to present myself like this on the internet? But today I had the time, the effort. Why did it start pouring dogs and cats? That's fun and exciting for the middle of June, late nights in the middle of June. Um, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. And I had the time and desire to procrastinate studying. So I was like, let's just do my makeup because I've talked to you about, I have talked with you about my relationship with makeup multiple times and how I would love to do it more, but then I'm just so lazy. But okay, I'm going to come a little bit closer. Can you guys see that these are actually hearts underneath my eyes? Hello? Can we appreciate the mastery? I literally just cut them out from paper and stick them to my face with face cream and just like put eyeshadow around it. Doesn't matter. I know actually the color scheme is giving very much Olivia Rodrigo, which is ironic considering that she literally just dropped her newest album today. And this was not intentional. I love me some Olivia Rodrigo, but this was not meant as an episode to celebrate the release of her new album. But a girl can be multi layered and multifaceted, so I guess in a way it is. The new album, You Look So Sad for a Girl So in Love. Hello, Olivia, you did it again. I swear, like Olivia Rodrigo being a peer of mine and actually being younger than me, her and Tate McRae make me feel like I'm doing nothing with my life. They're so talented and so incredibly successful to the point when I'm like, okay, so I'm just here like a blob in a waste of air, is what you're telling me. And I know I shouldn't be comparing myself, but what amazing peers to have. And I loved this new album. I listened to it already twice. Um, the song that first grabbed me from the album was Honeybee, which to me sounded so incredibly magical and so whimsical and fairy like, which I mean, it's a collaboration between Olivia Rodrigo and Conan Gray's voices, so obviously it's going to sound beautiful and thorough and like ethereal. Is that what is the word? I don't know. My English is not Englishing, my Bulgarian is not Bulgarianing, my German is not Germaning, and my Dutch is not Dutching, which is a perfect way for me. Like a perfect precondition for me to start recording a podcast, which is based on me speaking. Um, but yeah, honestly, if you've not given the album a listen, do that. I think it's so, so nice. And I think as of first listen, my favorite song, it's a tie between Honeybee and You Plus Me Equals a Heart. But as I listen to it more and dive deeper into, oh, and Purple. Oh my God, it's like hello. Purple really wrecked me. That was because it starts off so like, oh my gosh, I used to be a tourist in your town and now I have a favorite convenience store and I have my favorite florist and you're red and my blue intertwined and we made a purple because we're just a beautiful mixture of colors, but then like our colors started bleeding into this blackness and this void and we're no longer good for each other. And I was like, wait, what a way to start my morning because I was listening to it on my way to work. Because you know what's something I really appreciate about Spotify this year? Although, what's something I don't appreciate about Spotify is yesterday I was talking to a new person about the podcast and I was opening up about like having it online and stuff. And they were like, "Oh my god, I really want to follow you. What's your username on Spotify?" And I said Dirty Martini, and the person put in Dirty Martini on in the Spotify's search bar, and Dirty Martini did not show up. And now the thing is, I know I don't spend any effort into the search engine optimization and the keyword optimization of the podcast, but the very fact that a podcast show named Dirty Martini does not pop up when you go into the category of podcasts and search up Dirty Martini, but everything else pops up, is a little bit concerning. Um, yeah, that's for future me to figure out, because I am going to focus more on the branding and creating a portfolio out of Dirty Martini after I graduate. Because right now I am focused on graduating. But for that, give me a second. So basically, what I appreciate for Spotify this year, which I think is not fully integrated for every single artist, but quite a few artists have tried it out, aka I only know two, Harry Styles and Olivia Rodrigo, but I'm sure that other artists can also implement it. Basically, um, you know how when an artist says, "Yeah, the album drops at midnight or at 6 o'clock in the evening," and then it's like, "Well, sure, but like that's US time," and which US time? I honestly don't know which one they mean. Um, and here, like, for countries and the world eastern from the US, it's like, okay, so for us it drops the next day, which is not that big of a deal for me to wait like an extra few hours to listen to an album and to not listen to it on the 7th, but on the 8th or whatever. It's not that big of a deal. But I think it's really telling about the market to which the artist is trying to promote their music. And what I noticed Spotify integrating, and I don't know if it's only Spotify or other streaming platforms as well, but now when an artist says it drops at midnight, they have the opportunity to adjust the release time of the album according to the midnight of every specific time zone. So, for example, people in Australia can listen at their midnight, and I can listen at my midnight, and people in the US can listen to the album during their midnight. Um, and I think this is such an interesting way to, like, isn't it just crazy? Also, I'm out here sitting and like talking very spoiled of like, yeah, and I need to wait extra 6 hours in order to listen to my favorite artist's new album. When in reality, like my parents grew up during communism times, and it was like wild if you could have access to listen to ABBA. Like, hello, like girl, count your blessings and like count your privileges, because like this is such a first world problem. um but yeah, I find it so fascinating that technology and streaming platforms have developed to such a point that it can be released partially through different markets depending on the time zone. I think this is absolute bonkers, and I find it so incredibly fascinating. um so if you've not listened to Olivia Rodrigo's new album, go listen to it. I don't know why I'm promoting it as if she's paying me. Olivia Rodrigo does not know that I exist. Um, and I don't know how I feel about that. But let's move on. Basically, I want today's episode to be a bit of a chit chat session. I wanted to tell you about my experience at the Together tour, because I ended up going. And yes, you can call me a hypocrite, but I also did tell you that if I find affordable tickets, I'm going to go, which I did twice. Um, but I will leave that for a next episode, because I really want to be in a mind space where I'm inside my mind and not just somewhere wandering and roaming around the universe and through the time and space continuum. Because I am mentally not here, and I've not been mentally here for a little bit. So I really want to devote a specific episode just to the together experience that I had, because that was so incredibly magical and human, and I felt so young and alive and free. And I really want to be in a headspace where I can do the experience justice, because if I just started talking to you about it right now, I would feel so disconnected emotionally from everything, because I am very emotionally numb right now because I am exhausted. Um but yeah, I went to the together tour last week. Why am I starting to tell you the story? No, 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 no. Leave this breadcrumb it. Let me edge you with this story, and you will hear it soon. I promise. I don't know when, but soon. But today, I just wanted to come on here and yap and talk and just let it all out and talk about everything and anything, because this is exactly what I need for to conclude a beautiful Friday evening of a week, which ended up being quite interesting in a way. I just want to give you a quick update to follow up on the last episode, which, if you've not listened to, uh, give it a listen. I think it's a really nice episode. I actually really enjoyed filming that one. I enjoy the episodes in which I go deeper into my uh emotional battles and how I deal with them, and what I experience as in terms of growth as a person. I do really enjoy those episodes. I do feel very vulnerable when I record them, and it does feel scary to post them. Um but I feel like us humans are here on this earth to help each other and to be human and to tell human stories and learn from them. So I feel like the benefits from telling my story are outweigh the fear of being vulnerable online, and benefits for me individually and maybe for a potential listener. Um, but I just quickly wanted to follow up that ever since I talked about me dealing with perfectionism and how it's influenced my experience with the thesis, and how this concept of getting a distinction has plagued my mind and really just caused so much unnecessary stress. Um, ever since I let go, well, let go is very, very bravely said, because I still have it in the back of my mind, but now it's in the back of my mind. It's not at the forefront, which is what it used to be up until last week, until I fully decided to open up about it and admit it in front of myself and just speak it out loud, which made it actually real. I just want to say that that was such a see it, say it, sort it type of episode, and it like felt very, very healing, and I really benefited from that, because once I expressed it and it was no longer solely an internal battle, but something like intangible, which I tangibilized through talking about it, I felt so free. And I felt like there was such a heavy weight lifted off of my shoulders. So, what I'm trying to get at is that I know that you, whoever you are that is listening, I know you're going through some stuff. I know that everyone is going through some stuff at any point of their life. And what I'm trying to get at is that speaking about stuff and telling it to others, or just like verbalizing it, be it textually through you writing it down in a diary, or typing it on your computer, or recording a voice message to yourself, and like, or writing it on a paper and then burning it. It's so liberating. There's internal battles that we all face, but not every internal battle has to be internalized and has to be fought individually. And there's so many people who can relate to your issues, so many people who are there for you and want to help you and want what's best for you, and are there to listen even if they cannot help. So opening up can be extremely beneficial for you, because it validates your issues. And we have this saying of like, well, you know how they say like shared happiness is double the happiness? Well, shared trouble is half the trouble. So I really think that if you're going through something, you should remember that you do not need to go through it alone. And going through it alone, sure, can teach you a lot of stuff, but no one's going to give you a medal. And what it may cause is unnecessary stress that is very preventable. And no one is going to pat you on the back for going through the stress. No one's going to pat you on the back for going through the hardships by yourself. Yes, you learn valuable lessons, but I feel like those valuable lessons can be learned through while still being supported by someone. So if you are going through something, just remember you don't need to go through it alone, even if it just concerns you, because like you don't live in isolation. You're a part of a community. I know it may feel lonely. I know it may feel isolating. You can always find someone to reach out to, even if it's just a stranger. So I'm I support you. I have empathy for you. I sympathize with you, and you've got this. You really have got this. And there's no need to give like internal things the power to define who you are and how you feel, especially when those internal and internalized things are outside perspectives. Cheers. Hope this helps. Um, but yeah, basically, what have I been up to? Well, actually, also, you know what happened after that episode, after I just let it all out? I managed to lock in at the generational level. After I recorded that podcast episode and I talked about how I feel so demotivated, so stressed, and just don't want to do anything, I ended up actually letting go of the fear of the process and start, or the result of the process, and started engaging with the process. Because technically, I have less than 2 more weeks to be a student. Um, and that's it. That's it. That's the concluding part of my studenthood. Um, and I saw immediate benefits of speaking up about the stuff I was battling with internally. Like I locked in generationally to the point that for the past few days, I've solely been studying from morning to night, and my eyes have been begging me to stop because, like, I don't take breaks. Well, if I take a break, it's a break from my laptop to go on my phone and scroll on TikTok. So that's not really a break for your eyes, you know? So my eyes were so incredibly red, and they like were stinging so much that I am concerned that my prescription might change. And eye drops were not fully helping my guy. Like at this point, I was abusing my eyes. And it just really reminded me of my bachelor's thesis when I was spending every moment awake in front of my laptop writing stuff. Um, and the thing is, I have had glasses, I've worn glasses since I was 13 or 14. And since then, my prescription hadn't changed. And after the bachelor's thesis, it changed because I spent so much time in front of a screen. And I am worried that something like this might happen now after the master's thesis as well, which is why I'm trying to give myself a few breaks here and there. And after I submit that fucking thesis, and after I defend that fucking thesis, and after I do my last exam, I am so looking forward to the screen break that I am going to do. And the thing is, I am a little bit scared of my job in the future being something that's me being glued to a screen, because I'm scared from it, like from my eyes perspective. So we'll see how that goes, but I just am excited to not have to be glued to a screen 24/7. um that's a really nice thing to look forward to. And also, I'm just looking forward to summer, man, already. Like, I really, really am. It is the middle of June, late nights in the middle of June. Um, you cannot see you can see this little bit of my window, but you cannot see that it's storming, and it's been storming like crazy for the past 10 days. We've had yellow warnings, orange cold warnings. Like, it's really not summery, you guys. It's really, really not summery. Which now, when I need to have locked in and I need to study, I don't mind, because it makes me feel like I'm not wasting precious time outside. Because even if I went outside, I would still be drenched, and like even if I didn't have the time to, didn't have to study, I would still be inside, because I don't want to go out in the pouring rain. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it. For people get diagnosed for less. Um, yeah, and okay, here's a deal with me and Mother Nature. I am fine with the weather being shit for the next 2 weeks. I'm really fine with that. I don't mind it. But I am begging you, give me rays of sunshine after I finish with everything, because I will be on that balcony collecting vitamin D, collecting sun rays, because I can you see, like, I am basically blending with my wall with my radiator. I am pale as shit, and like, I would love to, look a little bit sun-kissed and not so sickly. Actually, speaking of being on my balcony, that is not a possibility right now, not solely because of the um, rain. So, guys, how I've been complaining about pigeons, and pigeons occupying my balcony for 2 years now, basically. Ever since this podcast started, I've been talking about the pigeons and how they're nesting in my suitcase and how they are shitting everywhere. Oh, Jesus, just thinking about it makes me want to like throw up. Just shitting everywhere, and I have to clean shit constantly. And the nets have not been helping, and putting boxes everywhere has not been helping, and spraying vinegar has not been helping, and like spraying bleach has not been helping. So the pigeons are gone. The pigeons are gone. And you may think, oh my God, that's amazing news. Like, that's what you wanted, right? Um, guys, I have a wasp nest. And I found out today, and I have a wasp nest not on the wardrobe, which I have as a storage space on my balcony. I have a wasp nest inside the wardrobe where my suitcases are, where my winter clothes are. And I think that's beautiful. I just think that's beautiful. Um, That's so incredibly exciting. Initially, I thought it was bees. So I noticed them a few days ago. I noticed like them like going in and out of the wardrobe, and I was like, "Oh, I wonder what's going on." Like, I saw like two or three, and I was like, "Oh, it can be that concerning." And then I noticed it the day after and the day after, and they were more than two or three, and I was like, oh, but it's just bees. Bees don't hurt people. Like, bees are such a fundamental part of the ecosystem, and they're so crucial. It's bees. Who cares? Like, let them live. They're important for us. And then I noticed, and I was like, those bees look extra skinny. Why are they like the belly-headed of bees? And why are they so tall? Um, yeah, girl, because it's wasps. It is wasps. And okay, if you are an environmental protector, I'm really sorry. But girl, I'm terrified of them. I'm really terrified of them. I don't like, because wasps are aggressive. We're not talking about bees here. We're talking about like an aggressive creature, and a creature that like really hurts the bees sometimes. So I took like a bathroom foam spray and just sprayed it on my wardrobe's door, thinking that the smell was going to act as a repellent. And quite a lot of them went out of the wardrobe, but that only lasted for a few minutes. And then I read that vinegar can also be a repellent because of the smell. So I poured vinegar in a cup, and I was so scared to approach that wardrobe because I was like, what if they attack me? I don't know if I'm allergic. I don't know if I'm going to die in this country. Do you think the ER is actually going to care about me? Because like I had like someone tell me an instance that they witnessed of like someone getting a second-degree burn, and from the ER they were like, that doesn't sound serious enough for us to send someone. So I knew I would be on my own. And basically, I really wanted to avoid getting stung. I'm just quirky like that. Um, so I poured vinegar in a cup. I know you're supposed to put it on a spray in a spray bottle, but whatever. I put it in a cup, and like from the one end of my balcony, I just like you know how Orthodox pastors just like dip some herbs, let's call them. I don't know what the term is, like a bouquet of like herbs and like holy water, and they just spray like this on like the first day of school, or like when you go to church for Easter and like Christmas, and they just spray you like this and give you a bath, and you're like, okay, that was refreshing. Good soup, good soup. I need to stop with the TikTok references. My brain is fried. And that is not nice because I am just 24, and I have so much knowledge of stuff that doesn't even matter and stuff that doesn't necessarily exist, because like, you know what, I'm just not going to continue this conversation because I'm talking about the walls. um and I sprayed the vinegar, well, poured, well, through the vinegar, and I think I angered them. And I immediately went inside and obviously gathered all my housemates. And I was like, see? And they're the ones who confirmed that there is a nest inside because I did not see it at first, but we could see the nest. Like it's very, I don't want to look at it. Like I'm just terrified of it because like also now, even though it's raining, it's still somewhat warmer. So I sleep with my window open. And now I am terrified of opening my window. And like I love opening my window. And I also love bleaching my floor every other day. Because I love mopping. It makes me feel like a pirate. And I know that's a weird thing to say, but like imagine one of those old mops, and like you just dragging the internet doesn't need to see me making that motion with my two hands like this. Imagine mopping with an old mop, like those like cloth ended ones, and like you're just putting it in a bucket and then like dragging everything on your floor. It reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean, and I feel like a pirate every single time I mop with one of those mops, which is one of the mops we use at work. And everybody uses the spray mop. I don't use the spray mop. I want to feel like a pirate. Just give me Captain Jack Sparrow. Give me Will Turner. Give me Will Turner. Ah, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. I really need to. This is honestly a franchise I don't see myself ever getting tired of. I love Pirates of the Caribbean. Cut me, I bleed Pirates of the Caribbean. Don't cut me, please. Don't cut me. Don't cut me. Don't cut me. Um, I love Pirates of the Caribbean. Like I could watch the movies every single day of my life and not get tired of them. I love them so much. So much. Like Johnny Depp was my first ever celebrity crush. Well, he was my first ever crush. Like oh my gosh. I don't know if it was Johnny Depp or Captain Jack Sparrow. I think it was Captain Jack Sparrow. Hello. Anyways, wasps. So we just gathered with my housemates and we started talking strategics and like logistics and stuff, and we're like, let's tell the landlords. And the thing is, if you've been here for a while, You may know that my landlords are not necessarily the most active, proactive people. They don't necessarily care about me or my well-being. My landlords were here 2 weeks, no, 3 weeks ago, or what, or however long. I told you about when they were putting the mice traps and they put poison and want to put poison in my cupboard where I keep my food, and we're like, oh, but like it's fine, it doesn't smell. And I was like, well, it's not about the smell, it's about the poison and the fact that I can poison myself. Anyways, and that they just don't recognize me even though I've lived here for 4 years, and that every single time the husband is like, so what's your name? I'm like, well, I pay your bills, so you can remember my name, considering that I'm the only one that's been here for 4 years. Jesus Christ, the disrespect. The disrespect. Ask a man to respect you, like you're wasting your time. What was I saying? Wasps. Oh yeah. So we just texted them and I was like, hey girl, um, we have a wasp nest. Could you please call a Terminator, like a professional, to remove it? Because I may be stupid, but I'm not dumb. I'm not going to go and like the way I clean the pigeon shit, I'm not going because like normally you're supposed to also ask professionals to come for this because like this could, bro, like just the smell is still in my nostrils. I can smell it. I fear I'll be able to smell it until the day I die. But basically, the pigeon smell, the smell of pigeon shit mixed with bleach is not something I would wish upon my worst enemy. It's something I would wish on certain political figures, but I'll already be denied a visa just as is, let alone if I said this. Also, like, my parents are like, no, you shouldn't wish that upon people. It's not like I go around wishing like people pigeon shit, but like, my parents don't want me to wish bad on anyone, which is very nice and very fair, and I'm not going to do that. So, I don't wish that upon my worst enemy, but if someone had to get it, I have a few figures in mind. Anyways, so obviously I'm going to have a professional remove the wasp nest because like I said, I may be stupid, but I'm not dumb. And there's like ways of doing that and preventing it from happening again. So like that's what those people were there for. Like bugs be gone. Where's my Bob's bubs? Jesus Christ. Where is my Bob's bugs be gone? Where is my Bob's bubs? You know what? I'm not even going to edit this out. I'm just going to let myself embarrass myself on the internet for everyone to see. And that's okay because we live and we learn and we're not perfect beings. And it's okay to stutter because did I stutter? Yes, I did. Did I lie? No, I didn't. Period. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So I told the landlords and I'm really, really hoping they take some measures. If not, I'm saying it here because like I'm going to take measures. I'm going to call the terminators and I'm going to pay it out of pocket. Don't tell that to my landlords because I want them to cover the cost. But like also my landlords are not going to listen to the podcast because they don't know my name and they don't speak English. So it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, girl. It's okay for me saying this right here, right now. But they better call someone because like the weather it's not nice, but the weather will be nice, and I want to be able to enjoy my balcony because I'm not paying for a balcony just for it to be occupied by pigeons to then be removed and like then wasps settle in. What is it with me and animals? What is it about my like I know I was raised to be a good host because like my parents are amazing hosts and they raised me to be a good host, and it's also in the balcony DNA to be a good host, but I don't want to be that hospitable, you know? Like, I know I can make a home out of a rock and a string, but I don't want this to be your home. I'm sorry. I know that, like, it's nature and it's normal. I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm sorry. I really don't want it. And I don't know what is it with, like, this house and animals, but, like, um, I was having mice. I was having ants. That's the new addition. Wasps, pigeons, uh, and me creating the sourdough worms, one cannot help but like name this a zoo. and I'll start charging entry to my home, because like you're entering an ecosystem that's apparently protected by law, or like by my landlords who refuse to take measures. um and also when, because the mice are back, the mice ate my housemate's bread this week, and we told the landlords. Do you know what the response was to us being like, the mice are here, the poison did not work, the traps did not work, they're eating our food, and we could get really sick from this? And you know what the response was? Oops, we're in Germany. Girl, what? Congratulations. Enjoy your holiday, safe travels. How does that have to do with what I just said? Like, how? And I am really hoping now to the wasp thing, they don't just respond with, oops, we're in Germany. Because if they do, I'll cry. I'll literally cry. Like, guys, I'm in a very vulnerable state right now. Like, I need this much to cry. And yeah, just never a dull day. Never a dull day. And like, honestly, can I give you a little advice for when you're down and like vulnerable the way I am? Listen to the soundtracks of your favorite Disney shows. Because this is exactly what I did yesterday, because I wanted to record, but then I also just was like a mess. And in order to make myself feel better, I just started listening to the soundtrack of Starstruck and Camp Rock and Christopher Wilde. You will always be the blueprint. You will always and forever be the blueprint. What a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. Yeah. But it was like, at least if there's one thing, the Wasps created an evening for my housemates and I, because that's the plus side of not having plans and not socializing on Fridays. Um, well, I also say to myself that I do it because I'm so busy and I need to study. I've not studied in 2 days and I feel guilty, but I also don't feel as guilty because, like, I just let go of the perception. Like, I accept it. I've not let go of the desire to get the cum laude, but I've accepted the opportunity that this might not happen, and I've kind of come to terms with it. We'll see, like, how I'll handle it if it actually doesn't happen. I'll probably cry, but like, I cry for everything. It's okay. Um, yeah. It just created a really nice evening for my housemates and I, and we just started bonding over the wasps, and we just started talking, and I really love my housemates. I really do. And I love living with them. And like, don't get me wrong, I would love to have the opportunity to live by myself and have that layer to add it to my human experience and add it to my growing up and add it to my independence. I would love to know what it's like to live by yourself. But I really love my girls. I love them so much. And like, I love living with them. And it's like, the good thing is that we get along so well. And it's like living with friends. Because like, moving in with a friend is tricky, because like, you don't know how it may affect your friendship. It can strengthen it or it can wreck it. Uh, but like, moving in with strangers basically is always a risk. But like, best case scenario, you just create long lasting friendships and memories. And I really love living with those girls. I really, really do. um but also, there's a lot of movement in the house right now, in terms of like people moving in, people moving out, people moving in, people moving out. And I cannot help but think that, am I overstaying my welcome? Because like, I have lived in this house, like I mentioned earlier in this episode, the longest of everyone. And I've thought about moving out, but like, I would want to move out only if I were to live by myself. I wouldn't want to move to a different house, because like, yes, despite the ecosystem and the zoo petting thingy situation, and like me battling with any wildlife that comes my way, and not having like heating and not having warm water, I like living here. I like the location. The rent is affordable considering the current housing market. And I don't know, like, this is my home away from home. And like, it would feel so weird when I eventually move out. And this is what I couldn't help but think when I was talking to my housemates earlier, because one of them is moving out. And I just couldn't help but think, damn, this is not forever. This is temporary. And it doesn't need to last forever to be meaningful, and it doesn't need to be a long lasting thing in order to be enjoyable and matter. Um, but we're growing up, and life is coming at us, and we adapt and we change and we try to make the best decisions for ourselves, and we try to evolve. And evolving sometimes literally just means changing scenery, and that's exciting, but that's also scary. And this is the only home away from home that I've known. And I feel so connected to this place in a way. And I know I'll feel very sad when I leave, because, and I know this is like so stupid, because like I'm not moving out yet. I don't know, actually. I really don't know, because I don't know what my plans are going to look like after I graduate, because I don't have any plans. Um, but everyone just moving out, like, I just feel like, okay, am I supposed to be moving out? But then at the same time, it's like, well, everyone's just moving at their own pace, and it's okay if this is still a place where you have the chance to find rest. And it's okay for you to stay here if it still serves its purpose, and you don't need to force yourself to move out simply because everyone's moving out. um yeah, I don't know why I just let this future nostalgia and like just prematurely grieving things that I still have and have the chance to enjoy. I don't know. Weird. Weird. But yeah, I don't know how I feel. Like, I'll definitely feel very, very sad when I move out, because like this is where I found shelter from when life was getting very tough. This is where I celebrated. This is where I cried. This is where Dirty Martini was born. So I feel very attached to this place. And I know that technically it's just a place, and it's like, but it's not, because like it's just the memories and the life I've had between those four walls. And why am I talking as if I'm moving out? I literally just pay my rent. Like, why am I talking as if I'm moving out? Like, I'm literally not. Um, but it's interesting what meaning places can gain. And like, I wonder what meaning it had for the people who lived here before me, and what emotions they experienced and what life they carried into this room. And I wonder what it's going to be like for the person after me. And if I ever come visit the city when I move out, what will I feel like knowing that I just cannot enter my room, and it's not going to be my room anymore, and it's just going to be someone else's blank canvas to paint on? Like, that's so wild, because like it just reminds you of the fleeting nature of humans, and how nothing's permanent and time is just flying by, and we have these spaces that we try to make a meaning out of, and they mean so much to us. And one day they're going to be passed down to other people, and they're not going to, like, the walls will remember the memories, but the people living between those walls will not. And it's like the um metaphor with the tree that falls in a forest and uh, makes a sound, but no one hears it. So does it make a sound? So if the memories are here, but there's no one to remember them, do those memories? Well, they do exist, but like, does the space carry the same meaning? I'm getting too philosophical. I am getting too philosophical for the headspace in which I currently am. and the hunger, which I'm currently experiencing. Um, but yeah, just thoughts, the diary of a thought daughter. What can I say? But I am getting really hungry. What time is it? Oh my God. I really tend to eat very, very late. Because the thing is, don't get me wrong, I love the fact. So I have a love-hate relationship with Netherlands' geographical position because during winter it gets dark at 4. And this is so incredibly depressing for me. But during summer, so you see my window, right? Like you see that it's still light. It is currently 10:21. Oh my God, in a second it's going to be 22:22, so make a wish. But like be careful because of Obsession, and like be careful what you wish for. I've not watched Obsession, but I've seen so many reels. It's like I've watched Obsession. I'm not going to watch Obsession. I am terrified of scary movies. That's why they're scary, for you to be terrified from them. And why would I put myself through that? No, thank you. Like I just cannot. Like also, I just lost my voice. Also, I just love going to the cinema in the evening and like watching a scary movie in the evening. No, but also watching a scary movie during the day is not really the vibe. Just scary movies, guys, are not my thing. I'm just not my thing. Anyway, so yeah, like I love that it gets dark so late. I really love it because like now I can finish work and still see sun, which is something I don't get the chance to do for weeks on end during winter. And I'm really excited because it feels like, oh, the day's ahead of me and I have so much time and I can still read and do some work and I can go running. The thing is, I can go running because, like, during winter, I don't feel safe running during the night hours, like, well, night hours, 5, because it's dark already. I don't feel safe. And now I have the chance to go and do stuff. I have the chance to go and do sports. I have the chance to go and run. And I feel so much, I feel like so nice when it's summer. Like when I was younger, I used to be like, oh yeah, no, winter and spring are my favorite because like, I was obsessed with being different. Girl, summer supremacy all the way. Like I feel so much more alive during summer. I feel better when the weather is warmer and I don't need to wear like 7 puffer jackets in order to make my fingers not go numb. I I love just feeling the comfort of sun on my skin. I really, really do. And I'm excited for that to onset hopefully soon. Because I remember a few years ago, I was wearing winter jackets in the middle of July in the Netherlands. But the thing is, I'm the type of person who, for me, dinner is a conclusive meal. For me, dinner is like, well, obviously, like it's supposed to be a conclusive meal, but what I mean about that is like it's a conclusive point of the day. And what I mean by that is like I have dinner and then I'm done. And like I'm not going to study anymore, I'm not going to work anymore, I'm not going to work out. Like dinner and then just Netflix and chill. That's it. Um and basically I cannot bring myself to eat dinner when it's light outside, which means that during summer, during Dutch summer, I end up eating at 11. And that's not necessarily healthy. I mean, I do go to bed like a few hours after I've eaten, but still not necessarily healthy. So I really need to work on this. I really need to get into some sort of a regime. But also now, today, I don't have anything to eat. I feel like, guys, I feel like we're on FaceTime and we're just like chit chatting. I love it. I love it. I love it. Like, I love that I'm talking about such everyday minuscule things because it's like, oh, we're just like best friends and I'm just telling you about my day. And I think that's so beautiful. Um, I don't have anything to eat because my entire shelf is occupied by fruit because the thing is, I am the person from the math problems who buys 17 watermelons. And I'm not over exaggerating. I remember when I bought a Steiger crate. I bought a crate of mangoes. Who needs a crate of mangoes? But I made an amazing sorbet. And you know what I bought right now? I have 2.5 kilos of cherries. I have 2 kilos of blueberries. I have a whole ass watermelon that is twice the size of my head. I have papaya. I have bananas and mango. For someone who's not a fruit, I tend to overbuy fruits. Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Month to everyone who celebrates. Your love is not a sin. You matter. I love you and I support you, and you deserve to live your life living your truest self, being your truest self. So don't let anyone dim your light. Be true to yourself, and happy Pride Month. I am sorry I forgot to wish you happy Pride Month last week. Um but yeah, so now basically I am making blueberry cheesecake cookies, which ended up being busting, but also ended up being raw, no matter how much I baked them. A little salmonella. That's the last thing I need right now. Also, like, do you know anyone who's actually ever gotten salmonella? Because I don't. I mean, hopefully, I don't want to get salmonella. Jesus Christ, no. But like, I feel like if I've baked them for a little bit, like it cannot be that bad. Like I've baked them for like 12, 13 minutes. Like it should be okay, right? Like even if it's a little bit runny, it's just the cream cheese filling, right? Me when I lie. Me when I lie. So now basically I need to go and finish a kilo of blueberries. And when I get rich, there's going to be signs. I'm not getting rich. I just got them for very cheap. Because for whatever reason, at the market, the blueberries were 500 grams for €1. Have you ever seen cheaper blueberries? And they were nice blueberries. They were not moldy or anything. Well, I bought them a few days ago, so they've started to mold, which is why I need to go and finish half a kilo of blueberries now, and then half a kilo of blueberries tomorrow, so that I can finish my blueberries. Okay? Okay. So that's what I'm going to have for dinner. Um, Not very nutritious, I know. And I'm probably going to have a sugar spike. And my ear just started ringing, which I think is a little bit concerning. And I think my blood pressure, not blood pressure, like yeah, blood pressure is going down. So I think I could actually benefit from a little bit of sugar. I had a little bit of things to talk about some more. But I think my body's craving food. So, with that, I want to thank you all so much for listening to this episode, watching this episode. I want to talk about The Devil Wears Prada because I want to see it, but I want to talk about it next time. And I also need to tell you about the Together tour. But I also need to log in for studying because I just need to pull through. I'm going to pull through. I just need to pull through. And I've got this. I've got this, and so do you. Happy Pride Month. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, pray that I get the wasps removed. Pray that they don't come back. I never imagined that I would say that I miss the pigeons. Stay hydrated, wear sunscreen, and don't support genocide. Bye.